One of the many issues arising from Andrew's hiatus from family duties is a constitutional one, as it leaves a lack of senior royals able to step in for the Queen should she be unable to carry out her duties. The Mail on Sunday's assistant editor Kate Manzi has been covering this story, and she explains the challenges the royals face over this and who could be in line to step in.
So at the moment we've got the Queen. We know that she's been unwell, she's had a night in hospital, but the palace aides are really keen to make clear that she's still attending to her duties of state. So you've got a situation here where you've got a 95-year-old monarch. She's still able to do the red boxes. So inside the red box, you've got all those documents that she needs to sign constitutionally to keep Parliament running, essentially. So although the Queen doesn't have any decision-making power, she has a really important role, because in order to pass bills through the House of Parliament, they need royal assent. So they don't need the Queen to say this is a good idea or a bad idea, but she does need to kind of rubber stamp these bills. If she's unwell or she's abroad and she can't do this, she's not got to that stage yet, which is important to point out. She can still do these core duties as head of state. But if it gets to that point, by law, under the Regency Act, there are 4 what's called councillors of state. So they are listed as Prince Charles, Prince William, Prince Harry, and Prince Andrew. Now we've got a problem here because Prince Harry isn't domiciled in the UK, so that naturally rules him out by the rules of the agreement. And he's not taking part in royal duties, as we know. Then you've got Prince Andrew, who's facing a legal case in the US. He's not undertaking royal duties either. So in order to enact the royal assent, you would need at least 2 of these councillors of state to sign these documents on behalf of the Queen. That just leaves Charles and William. So that would mean that if the Queen became more unwell and was unable to carry out these duties, you would need Charles and William together to sign, to give the royal assent to the bills passing through Parliament that enable the government to run Britain. So what do we do? I suppose the next thing would be to bring in the Duchess of Cornwall, which has been suggested to me that at some point that will happen. So when Charles becomes king, the Duchess of Cornwall, as his consort, will automatically become a councillor of state anyway. The Queen is quite clear that she wants to be seen. She was out driving recently. She recorded the video message for COP26, even though the doctors advised her not to go and travel up to Glasgow in person. So this is really, really tricky territory, because it will need the Queen to presumably give a nod, but it will have to go through Parliament as well. So it's not a quick process, but I think they will be seriously looking at what happens if.
Let's get the thoughts from our historian now. Ed, this seems to be clearly a major issue for the royal family, and one that they will want to sort out quickly now.
Yeah, it is. Not having enough senior royals to, if you like, step in for the Queen if she's too ill to be involved in the day-to-day business of running the monarchy. This is a problem, and there's been this gradual downsizing of the British royal family, and it raises sort of bigger questions over what does the future of monarchy look like in terms of the family group involved in its operation.
Richard, do you think that there's an argument for getting on the phone to Harry?
I think he'd absolutely love it, wouldn't he? If,
Really? That's not the impression I was getting.
If the royal family come back begging, you know, please come back from Montecito.
Or demanding, I was wondering.
We need you back. But no, I think he really is the last person, actually, who'll be getting the call. I think there's plenty of others who can step into roles if needed. Obviously, we've got the Cambridges, but we've also got Duchess of Cornwall could, but then Princess Anne will always do her duty. You know, she carries out lots of duties for the Queen already, like investitures and this type of thing. So I really don't think there'll be any need for that desperate call to California.
But do you think, Ed, with, you know, obviously famously now Charles has been wanting to slim down the monarchy for many years, and that seems to be the perceived plan, but will that have to change, or will it have to change the way that the royal family works going forward?
There are several reasons why Charles has sought to begin the downsizing of the monarchy. That's because there are people like his brother, for example, who are liabilities that raise questions over the operation of the monarchy, can threaten to bring it into disrepute. He would rather it had revolved around that core set of royals, originally his two trusty lieutenants, William and Harry. Unfortunately, since Harry and Meghan's departure, it has kind of thrown that plan into jeopardy. There will be a rethinking. And we've seen this with the Wessexes, for example. They've been drafted in to undertake new royal duties.
Although that's gone a bit quiet again lately.
It's gone a bit quiet.
Yeah.
But you have to think the future of monarchy needs people to be doing things, to be engaging with communities, to be investing, overseeing those events. So, yeah, they are going to have to call on other people, I'm sure of that.
What is generally the age that a royal child becomes somebody who steps up? Is that something we reconsider the entry age for Prince George?
Joe's clearly desperate for Prince George.
Yeah, no,
to get out
I'm
there
going
and
a bit
start
historian
In
on
his
the whole
shorts.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
let's look at the example of William and Harry. It was sort of post-university, post-military service. That was seen as a rite of passage that they had to go through. Famously, William also spent time with the Sea Rescue Service as well, the helicopter service. And after that, he dedicated himself more fully to those public responsibilities. So I think it's sort of middle 20s. So it's a long.
That's a
we've got a
while away.
long way
Yeah.
to go yet. We've got a long way to go yet.
What about you, Richard? Who do you want to see stepping up to the plate?
I've always been a big supporter of Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie.
Oh, you have? Yes.
I think they'll always step in.
Only because you think they're fun for your diary column.
If needed. But the problem is they are being a bit tarnished by their dad, aren't they? So, no, I don't think there's any realistic prospect of them doing much. But honestly, the royal family does have lots of candidates. I mean, the problem is Prince Charles always wanted to slim down the monarchy, which I don't know if it's a good idea or not. I mean, there's a big argument for having more members so that more people around Britain can meet a member of the royal family and there can be more patronages. If it's very small, then does it lose its whole raison d'etre? I'm not sure.